ScHoolboy Q has officially perfected the art of the banger. He dropped his long-awaited follow-up to 2019's Crash Talk, which both fans and critics alike both felt like was a miss for Q. He also has said himself on several occasions that Crash Talk did not live up to his standards, and in hindsight realizes that he was chasing first-week sales. But this definitely is not the case on Blue Lips, and it feels akin to his 2016 Grammy-nominated album Blank Face, which many believe to be his best album to date. Now back to the bangers, which I think has long been viewed as ScHoolboy Q's wheelhouse when it comes to making music. And I believe Blue Lips put the final nail in the coffin and ended any debate of who makes the best bass-rattling, hard-hitting records in hip-hop. I don't believe there's another MC right now doing it as consistently as ScHoolboy Q has throughout his career. Maybe the only person that comes to mind that I view as having a similar skill set would be someone like JID. But you could think back to ScHoolboy Q's 2014 album Oxymoron, which is filled with these types of hard-hitting tracks, and any other attempt he's made at these records throughout his career always seems to be a hit. On Blue Lips, you have Yearn 101, Pop, First, Back in Love, Pig Feet, and Thank God for Me. And it's not just the production and the bars, but it's the cadence that he raps, the voice changes, and the inflections that he brings on these records. Now, when it comes to one of the songs I mentioned before, Thank God for Me, I think this is by far the best track on this album, and it might even be the best track ScHoolboy Q has ever released. He hits everything on this record. Basically, every single sound he gives us on the entirety of this album is contained all within this one track. The track starts with this crazy beat drop in his patented new age gangster rap style, which is the most stank face inducing moment of 2024 in hip-hop so far.
Stinky!
And he seamlessly weaves through different styles, going from trap to a smoother jazz rap style, and is able to keep it cohesive throughout the entire record. I also think Blue Lips displays the best songwriting we've ever gotten from ScHoolboy Q. Take, for example, a song like Blue Slides, which serves as a tribute to his late friend Mac Miller and his album Blue Slide Park. ScHoolboy Q touches a plethora of topics from losing friends to fatherhood and providing for his family, getting sober, and a bunch of other subjects. It's impressive to see a rapper go through this maturation process over the course of their career, but also be talented enough to rap about fatherhood and other grown-up subjects, but still keep it sounding young and fresh and new and cool. And this was a big criticism Joe Budden famously had for Drake's For All the Dogs, where he felt like Drake was still making music for children even though he's 37 years old. There are a lot of other tracks I enjoy in this album, like Foe featuring Absol, Ohio featuring Freddie Gibbs, Lost Times featuring Jazzy. But there's also something missing on these tracks. I don't know what it is, but there's something that they all still need that could push them, in my opinion, from good to great. I also felt like some of the smoother and dreamier tracks like Lovebirds, Nunu, and Cooties failed to hold my attention throughout the entirety of the songs. Some of the criticism ScHoolboy Q has gotten for this album is that he seesawed a little too much between the more aggressive records and the smoother, jazzier style records. But I actually felt like he overall did a great job sequencing this album and didn't have any changes feel too abrupt and did a good job moving from track to track. But on the three tracks I just mentioned, Lovebirds, Cooties, and Nunu, it felt a little too linear, and I found myself zoning out and struggling to stay locked in throughout the song. Whereas conversely, I talked about how I liked all the transitions and changing in sounds on songs like Thank God for Me, and in Ohio, you have three different verses from ScHoolboy Q where the subject matter and the beat switches with each verse, and that's something I really enjoyed about that record as well. Overall, I think this is a great album and one of the better projects that ScHoolboy Q has ever released. He's obviously probably a little biased, but he has tweeted several times that he thinks this is his best album to date. He even ranked his entire discography, putting Blue Lips as #1. I still personally need some time with it, but if you were to ask me right now, I would probably put Blank Face and Oxymoron on my personal rankings ahead of Blue Lips. Although I still think this album is an 8 out of 10 and is probably my favorite project that's dropped in 2024. And in general, I think it's a great follow-up in response to critics after Crash Talk failed to live up to people's expectations. That's all I have for you in this video. Thank you for watching. If you've gotten this far, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel for more. I am Chenz, and I will see you all soon.